Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is back in the motherfucking news, bro. We hitting some new things. Ex-BioWare narrative director is working with the Chinese Room. That's the new team working on Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, and they're kind of like giving us a whole lot of details into what their vision of Vampire the Masquerade is going to be from Bloodlines 2, because they picked up the game after Hardsuit kind of fumbled the bag hard as shit, bro, and lost everything. We don't know what the fuck happened with them. They didn't really say anything. The game was up, it was hot, it was coming out, and then it was gone. And then the Chinese room just came out of nowhere and like, hey, we're making Bloodlines 2 now. And they haven't made anything real big. It's not like one of those teams where you like, okay, they picked it up and I got faith in them. Kind of how Saber picked up from Aspire when they was making KOTOR. Saber picked it up, but now we heard nothing of KOTOR from Sony. That shit's still kind of scuffed. I'm real deal upset that KOTOR is kind of shelved. Because, come on now, bro. BioWare is on my wall. I played the fuck out of KOTOR. Played the fuck out of KOTOR 2. Everybody know what Obsidian was capable of. Why'd you give it to one of those teams to make a KOTOR remake? I don't know. But we're back to Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. They're working on the game. They're changing a lot of things. This article has put a whole lot of things out. They have a new main character. The main character's name is Fire. Phyre. Still pronounced Fire, though. That's cool. I mean, I guess. They want a voice protagonist. They're doing that now. They reference some great protagonists. V from Cyberpunk. Commander Shepard from Mass Effect. The Inquisitor from motherfucking Dragon Age Inquisition. All had great voice actors. All had really good, great voice actors. I like that. I mean, why did they put Hawk in here over the Inquisitor? I probably would have put Hawk in here over the Inquisitor because, I mean, Hawk was the... I mean, I guess Dragon Age 2 wasn't a well-received game, was it? A lot of people didn't like Dragon Age 2. I don't understand how the fuck y'all not like Dragon Age 2, bro. Maybe because it was so small. Because the game went from big to small to big again. And I guess that's what it is, bro. Because only doing shit in like the repetitive city of Kirkwall. I mean, I understand where people gripes can come from. But there was a whole lot of like deep shit going on in Kirkwall that made the game so good. But we're talking back. We're talking about Vampire the Masquerade. See this BioWare nigga got me talking about BioWare, and they reference him as like BioWare this, BioWare that in this article, and it's kind of crazy because like he don't work there no more. But he worked there for so long, he kind of understands where he wants to go with the narrative for this game when working on so many great RPGs before. And I'm like, they got to kind of trust his leadership on this. And I'm really looking forward to it. Because he's talking about there's going to be plenty of customization for Fire to make Fire your own. Kind of like Commander Shepard. Everybody had the same Shepard for the most part. But it's just how you design them and your decisions in the path, the journey that Shepard took is what made Shepard your own. Hey, that's fine, bro. You don't have to be an extra full-on RPG where you have to literally design every fucking thing. You could be a like a semi RPG-esque game, kind of how Mass Effect was. I wouldn't be opposed to that because you have your class building, you have your character customization, and you have decision making. That's all you really need in a great fleshed out story with some great ass side characters around you, and you will have a great game every time. I mean, it ain't that easy. But you understand what I'm getting at with this. And that's what they're trying to go with Fire. And they reference other things, other games, other ideas that they got from around the way. And they did say they're cutting out 3 of the 7 original like vampire families from Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 1. And I kind of understand because there's 2 that they reference in this article that are kind of hard to fucking write for. Especially with a voice protagonist. There's 2 of them that's kind of hard to fucking write for, bro. And that's the decrepit ones. Where do they reference that? The decrepit ones, the ones that literally can't come out because they're fucked up, they're ugly as shit, and they violate all the laws of the masquerade, they're getting cut. And the crazy ones, the ones that really are they're just mentally disabled, like they're brain dead, they're like they come out the clan's madness, like they're really just fucking crazy as shit. They go off on a whim and do crazy nonsense and they can't really control themselves when it happens. So those 2 are getting cut for sure because those are going to be harder to write for. And I know a whole lot of people be upset because role playing as one of the hardest classes to play, which is the disfigured one, a lot of people did that for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 1 because it made the game more complex than it would be if you were just a sexy vampire walking around seducing motherfuckers. And like the smart ones or the strong, brawny ones that love to fight, like those are easier to play than one that literally is off the fucking rails. You can't really control what they do next. They're like what's his name? From Grand Theft Auto 5, where every time you go back to him, he's doing some random fuck shit. He's like, what are you doing right now, bro? It's kind of like that. And they don't want to have to deal with that, especially as their first big game, because every game the Chinese room has made before has been small and intricate and kind of like linear. So they're not really in the space to be making RPGs. So they're trying to cut as much fat off as they can so they can make a good game. And I'm not mad at them for doing it. But they still have to curate the experience of the four families that they do use in a way that doesn't feel limited for players. Which, I mean, hopefully they can get to that. I just want them to make a good game and it comes out and I actually get to fucking play it. But Vampire the Masquerade is still in development, bro. It is still coming. We still don't have much to go off besides what the the narrative designer has been telling us. Voice acted protagonist. I wish we get to see the voices. Who is voicing the protagonist for Fire, bro? Who's gonna be the voice actors? You know, they'll have a male one and a female one. They kind of have to do that because if you're gonna make an RPG, they're gonna need, they're gonna need some variety in that category, and it's gonna be vampire esque. It's a vampire game, of course. So yeah, they're gonna have to have some great ass voice acting to go with it, bro. Because the seductive talk and like the what do you call it? The mesmerization of people, the like forceful nature of them compelling people, like all those tones have to be admitted through the voice because it's not going to be admitted through writing. And I mean, Don't Nod did a great job with Jonathan in Vampire, but I mean, Vampire is a very linear structured game with not much else to do. So I mean, an RPG fully fleshed out in the Vampire the Masquerade universe, every family has a different tone of voice. So how would the voice acting go for that? We gonna have to figure that out. Let me know what y'all think about this down below, and hey, I'll keep y'all up on the news of Vampire the Masquerade, and I'll see y'all in the next video.